The title of my film, Don't Look Back, is set on advice a parent gives to a child when they want them to get home quick and safely, as long as don't talk to strangers. It suggests that if you were to look back, something bad could happen. This is creating a link code straight away. The red is to suggest blood and danger, with the cracks of the letter in the background to suggest that the main character is broken down and its life is falling apart. The bold lettering is to really stand out, along with the red and the white colours contrasting against the dark black background. The position of the title isn't exactly at the beginning. It is near to the end, splitting the story into two parts. This is both the day-to-day doing of the thing, and then you see where it goes wrong, where you see him sticking out pictures of girls. The setting and location is introduced when you first meet the character of the victim. You see her walking the dog out of the house and down a path. Immediately you spot a middle-class family's car in the background. This suggests that it's in a middle-class location. I decided to use a middle-class location as it will relate to my target audience more, but it does challenge against the conventions of a horror film, which would usually use abandoned buildings or houses that are in a small community town, so that if the victim is attacked, she cannot be heard. An example of a horror film which does use a middle-class location is Nightmare on Elm Street. I also use long shots to establish location, which is typical of our opening sequence, as this is the main focus, to both establish the location and the characters within the first couple of minutes. The first character being introduced is the killer. All you see is a person with dry rough hands and wrinkles to show that it's a man and of an older age. You never actually see the full profile of the victim to create a massive enigma code. You first see the girl when she is walking a dog. She is also the victim. She relates to the victim on the screen in the way that she is dressed as a normal youth. This is by putting her in simple clothing such as jeans and a jumper. Within the kitchen scene, I decided to use the knives to create a massive enigma code of why is he washing up knives, because he's done something wrong or because it's a day-to-day business. This is to conform to the norms of a horror genre, especially that of a slasher film, where killer stalks the victims first and then kills them with either a knife or an axe. Such films where this is going to be seen is in Psycho or in Halloween. The pictures at the end of the title is to create an enigma code of who they are, but also is to answer all the previous enigma codes. This is when the story really starts to unveil. This is why the whole purpose of putting it after the title. The whole opening sequence is filmed from a person's point of view. This is of that of the killer. I was inspired from this idea after watching slasher films in the horror genre such as Halloween and Psycho, like mentioned earlier. Even though these films weren't shot from a stalker's point of view, they were based on a stalker who eventually killed those who he stalked. An enigma code is created by me shooting from a killer's point of view, as you want to know whose viewpoint you're looking at life from. The length of the takes convert from a typical horror genre film, as they are of a longer length and aren't as fast-paced as what a open sequence normally is for a horror film. But they do establish both characters and locations to conform to the conventions of a typical opening sequence. The opening sequence is split into two sections. These are split by the main title of the film. The first section opens with a news report on killings within a local area, creating an enigma code within a couple of seconds. It also states that the story will concern death in some sort of form. You then meet the killer character as you see from his point of view, but you do not know this. You see him by going through his day-to-day business, creating enigma codes through both characters and props. Just like in Scream, where you see the victim in Scream doing day-to-day business, you also see the victim in this open sequence doing the same. After the main title, you then click with the rest story, but in fact you're seen from the killer's point of view, and that the girl you saw earlier is going to be his next victim. This is shown by the props of the girls, showing that one of them has been killed by using the red cross, and the other one, which is the girl also seen earlier on to be the victim, is going to be killed.